So today we're going to talk about the agent that apparently no one knows how to play. And that agent is Gekko. And Gekko to me has a very simple formula, right? The Dizzy and the Wingman in and of themselves aren't super high value just as abilities on their own, but obviously the trade-off is we can pick them up and use them again after just 10 seconds, right? The thing is though, if we only use the Dizzy and the Wingman once in a round and that's all we've got, we might as well not play Gekko. Play another initiator because the average value of the other initiator's main abilities are going to be higher than just using one Dizzy or one Wingman. To get value out of Gekko, we need to be using his abilities multiple times in a round. And so now let's come to this game, EDG versus RNG, where EDG are playing Gekko. Smoggy is playing Gekko here, and I just want you to take notice of when Smoggy first uses some of his utility.
应该是哦，起了一把狙，这场明狙确实也是掏空了一点家当吧。有超前暴走，
有明狙的 EDG 强度可能会要比步强更高一些，因为它非常限制进攻方拿信息的这个阶段。
对，但是 Minimax 毕竟
好消息是 RNG 俩信息位。
对对对，他的0点修弹已经交过了，但下一个巡敌舰要射哪儿，这就很关键了。
现在
在那儿。
康康一直在控着中路来不了，然后拐角的 Airball 这个位置其实也有人在控，我们可以看到有毗邻之火 Nobody 赶快去把现在视野盲区里的位置去找。哦，
好像
扑出去的一瞬间是有视野的回馈，知道了对方在 B 区外面有很多人，但 RNG 好像丝毫没有去转点的意图，还是要来 B 区附近。啊，哎，这下康康，哇，这个 timing。
倪峰已经回到了必须的点，
维持神差进步摸过来，想跳石头，想去看人。康康现在还不太清楚，对方已经摸他脸上了，看到枪管，康康先倒，这是一个进步的渗透。Minimax 胆大心细，收掉了对方的狙击手，并且正面的一个假枪，可说前顶2个，立刻被索尔补掉。
Did you see it? Maybe not, but here it was. If I just play from this point on, we're at 30 seconds, G2 dies. Look, there it is! There it is, just below my face. You can just see the Dizzy there, just down here below my face. Isn't that incredible? 28 seconds left in the round. That is the first bit of utility that Smoggy has used in this round with Gekko. And this is the point, right? That if we go back earlier on in the round, and look, I get it, right? You're on defense. It's harder on defense to use this Gekko utility, right? If you're not going to be proactive with it and try and take some space with it, I get it. It's going to be hard to use it and pick it back up unless you are, you know, actively taking a space in the map. But this is the thing. Don't play Gekko then, right? Play something else. Play something else. There's other good options that you have there, right, on this map. KO, Sova, both really good options on this map. Play that instead. Because if you're just going to do this, and oh, by the way, what Kang's doing here, I have no idea. We could just completely break down. You know, he just goes for this one little jump peek and then just completely ignores it, even though, I mean, he can see that harbor wall. I guess he maybe thinks that this harbor wall is coming across there. Don't know. But we can't be just sitting here, and this happened multiple times in this game, by the way, of just sitting here not using any of our utility if we're playing this agent. If we are playing this agent on defense side, to me, you have to be somewhat proactive, right? You've got to be using him to, you know, try and take spaces with the flash, with the wingman, right? Maybe even the mosh pit as well, you know, and then coming, taking that space, picking it back up, and then going somewhere else, right? Like, that's how you play this agent on defense side, to me. And if you're not going to do that, you're just wasting your available utility. And I get it. You're not going to do that every single round. You don't want to reveal where you are all of the time on defense side. I get it. But you've got to do that some of the time. And this kind of stuff where we don't use any utility until way later in the round just isn't going to be successful on this agent, right? Because again, if you had a KO, if you had a Sova, you'd be getting more value than, you know, just having your initiator just sit there, you know, not doing anything, right? And then when we do eventually use the flash, it's covered up by that harbor wall anyway. It doesn't find any value. But now let's watch Smoggy almost win the round because of Gekko.
尽力了，但这个2v3的残局，站在EG的视角来说，他们是需要考虑去拼一拼的。
海顿下包，瀑流隔断中路，但是 EDG 两人是选择了绕一手 P 长 B 大这条路，有人在架吗？已经有人有反馈了。RNG 索尔在架过点，再加侧翼 ，Smoke 给一点一点去清。 一左一右，两个人的位置已经是明牌了。有狂潮，要不要去隔断一下？还有一个海盾，狂潮先隔绝视野，皮蛋下包，海盾掩护，有人钻海盾里面去了，但 EDG 的选手好像并不知情，但皮蛋已经在拆了 ，Smoggy， 哦， 这一下 RNG
So yeah, they actually got legitimately close to winning this round. They're gonna harbor wall up just here and throw a cove on the spike as well. They get the wingman in there and all chaos breaks loose. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. So they just contact in again, right? And then in goes the harbor wall just there. They're gonna throw a cove on the spike here. It's really quite cool, to be honest, how this almost works. There goes wingman. He starts getting on the defuse. They actually throw a mosh pit on it as well, right? So that's how this guy dies. He dies to the mosh pit here. Right, just on the floor there. Perhaps just doesn't quite realize where he is. We've got wingman on the spike. They almost get it, right? And so you see that you can, I mean, particularly in these kind of situations, I think with a harbor, it's a nice combo, right? Having the wingman up there, you know, diffusing with the cove, quite nice, but it doesn't quite work out for them. And look, I get it. I understand that on defense side in particular, it's going to be hard to, you know, use that Gecko utility and try and pick it back up, right? I get it. On defense side in particular, it's going to be hard. So now let's take a look at an attacking round and play the same game. When does Smoggy use his utility? And whilst you're watching this round, I just want you to be thinking about, are there any places or chances that he had to actually use his utility in this round?
加上正义其实还挺吓人的，像提波快的，上一分的 fake 其实就已经让 RNG 非常的头疼了。那这一分 A 区在做前压，这个极高风险的行为 ，Sword 已经解放队友，不在中就在 B。
狂潮。先隔断一下对方的视野，很细节。EDG 这个阵容体系，再来看一下中路这波高点的对枪，
小心，
康再次站到了这个位置，但是小诺选择了先避其锋芒，这个位置去跟对方死对，其实是不对等的一个互换。
但是站在 EDG 的视角，他们不知道 Sword 已经做了一波非常激进的 A 听前点的行为，就他们不知道自己的战略意图已经暴露给对手了。
但是只要 EDG 控制中路，现在
有转移的可能，
对 RNG 就不太敢动，因为中路这个信息太重要了。
要走吗？但是如果 A 通有颗钉子的话，这可能会比较麻烦，要回头去处理一下。
索莫给的血量回一下，因为现在整体 EDG 的枪械都比较差，索尔这个位置1换1都不赚，1换2勉强可以接受，因为 EDG 会拿到他的长枪。
对，所以他现在是有逐风的，所以打一个能不能走？
关键附近没有队友，这就要看搜点的纪律性了。Smoky 今天就有人 ，Smoky 第一颗被打掉，逐风直接走，顺云再隔断，康康直接过来了，索尔还是在转，
逐风好了。还能接，关键是包掉了呀，时间不多了。
再打一个侧身，19秒钟，浩东忍不了了，直接一个大拉收掉了对方的索尔，终于是摘掉了自己内部的一个关键的敌人。那现在正面浩东这个血量很尴尬，还得安装爆能器，他只能在海盾里等。
他手上还有一个海盾，这是对手的海盾啊。
那现在核点，小诺。
So yep, if you were paying attention, he didn't use any utility in that round. And if we just watch the way that this round goes, they go on a full tour of this map. You know, like, there's so many opportunities. Okay, you get suppressed early on here. That's fine, right? Like, cool, you get suppressed. You can't use your utility straight away. Again, maybe pick KO. KO is good on this map, right? But as they're coming out here, right, and they're going to throw this little harbor wall across up here like this, right? Again, even things like this. This is where I think, you know, it's like a clear example of throw a dizzy against this wall. You know, this will be the safest, easiest little pickup you will have ever seen. You're already putting a harbor wall up there, so it's like, that's where they're gonna think the majority of you are anyway. And if there is someone out here, right, they have to either shoot this and reveal themselves that they are out here, or they get flashed by it and maybe you get a kill, right? So there's like clear like opportunity number one that would be a safe pickup for it as well, right? Then once we've come and cleared that area, we're now going to come back right towards B main. And then we're going to run into the same thing of like, anytime you're coming back here to clear any angle, again, if they would have thrown that flash out, he would have had it back by this point, right? So now when we're coming back out here towards B main, again, right, we don't know that necessarily someone hasn't stuck into this angle. Again, we can just clear all of these things with our Gecko utility and just bounce it across this wall and, you know, have it land even here where it's a safe pickup again, just to clear this angle, right? And this is what I'm talking about with Gecko, where, you know, there's options, even small, little, tiny things, just for clearing one little angle that, you know, you might be able to clear anyway. Well, why not do it if we can just pick up back our utility anyway, right? They already know we're in and about this area. We start shooting anyway, right? So we reveal that we're there anyway, right? We can see Smoggy goes down to 10 HP. So it's not like, you know, oh, we want it to be quiet and not reveal that we're there. They already know you're there, bro. Your harbor is using util, right? We use a cascade on the site. Like, that's no issue, right? We come back to A. The same thing is going to come true, right? Where, again, we don't know. I mean, they could be in here for all we know, right? Like, we haven't had anyone on this part of the map at any point, right? So, again, very simple. I mean, if they're not super pushed up in A main or up here, right? Throwing a Dizzy like out this way, they probably won't even hear it, right? If they're not like super pushed up like this Jet is or something like that, they won't even hear it. So there's not even like that kind of thing of, oh, well, you know, that we might reveal where we are. You know, just throwing something out like this, and then if you are worried about, hey, it's going to reveal where we are all the time, use it as a fake sometimes, and then it'll solve, problem solved, right? But then as we come in here, I mean, this is like seriously inexcusable because we've already started making noise here, right? We're going to send in this hard wall. We're going to send in this Skydog. Like, it becomes clear this is an A hit, right, of some capacity. So we don't need to, you know, like be worried about, oh, we're sneaking into A main silently, right? We're already making noise as we're coming up, right? So why are we walking in here with no util, right? Why aren't we wingman? Why aren't we Dizzy? This is the perfect space for it, right? Where we can pick it up for free easily again. Maybe we win this fight. I know Smoggy's only got a sheriff here, but maybe we win this fight. Instead, we die without ever using our util. Our spacing isn't great here either with Chichu. And you can see just like, what are they doing, right? Like, what are they doing? And then kind of just slides into his death as well. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. And I don't want you coming away from this video thinking that I think that Smoggy is a bad player or what is he doing? He's trolling, all of this. I don't want you thinking that because Smoggy's an insane player. Arguably EDG's best player. If you don't believe me, he did this in the same game.
第一时间打得了 ，Smoggy 这个位置已经是名牌，正面摘掉一个 ，Smoggy 还活着，5滴血，想招技能，皮蛋招出来的一瞬间，哇！我的天哪 ，Smoggy 一个人就是一只巨。
And so this wasn't a TMV hate Smoggy video by any means. Just to me, when I watch a lot of these pro teams, even very good pro teams like EDG, play Gecko, they play it in a way that doesn't make any sense to me. Because you might come away from this video and think, well, I don't think Gecko's that good anyway. And if you think that, then sure, play something else, right? Or you might say, oh, but they don't want to make a ton of noise, right? They don't want to give away where they are all the time, you know, using all this Gecko utility. And to that I say again, well, then just play something else, right? Because the whole point of using Gecko is that you get that 10-second cooldown and that you can just keep using utility over and over and over again in the round. That's what makes Gecko usable, playable. So if you're not going to play him like that, there are other good options on every single map. The Initiator class is quite good in this game. So just play something else if you're not going to play Gecko how he's intended to be played.